What makes a game like Arx Fatalis really stand out? In my opinion, it is definitely because of its music and sound effects. But what makes the crypt levels so eerie? Do they really speak some demonic language when you cast certain spells, for example curse? What is the source of the background music? Join me in this video where I take a look at the sound files and try to figure out how were they created and whether they contain some Easter eggs. Welcome guys, I'm your host Lolly, and if you look at the right panel, you will see the game files for Arx Fatalis. Most of its contents are packed together in .pak files. The one we are interested in today is the SFX.pak. You need a certain tool to unlock its contents, and we do have a tool for that, which is called Arx.pak. When you open it, it will check all the contents of all the .pak files and list it out in this tree structure for you. If you click on any of the folders or any of the files with the right mouse button, it allows you to extract those to your desktop or any directory. Or if you click on any of the files, then it will allow you to play it back. I already extracted all of the files into this folder, and we will look at a few of these because they contain some interesting and weird stuff in it. We will start up by looking at the contents of the ambience folder. This contains all the background music that you can hear throughout the game. After that, we will check out all the sounds of certain creatures. For example, Akbaa has some weird sounds, and after that we will look at some miscellaneous sounds like sound effects of certain magic spells or other noises that are available throughout the game. In this video I will use Adobe Audition, and I have already navigated to the Arx.pak folder. I will quickly move over to the ambience folder, and I will start up with the most PTSD-inducing sound of all time in the whole game, which is from the part where you have to fight two Liches at the same time after stealing Boxellis's helmet. Listen to this. I'm fairly sure a few of you are shaking right now, but listen to this sound from Thief 2. Well, that sounds pretty familiar. Let's do some magic with the sound and see if we can make it sound more like that in the video. I will slow down the sound to half of its speed. I think we have a match here. Big shout out to Eric Brosius and all the members of the original Thief games, who are probably very closely tied to the Arx team. Moving on, let's look at the sound of trolls. I'm fairly sure you're all familiar with this, but check out what happens if you speed this up 8 times. Okay, we have someone singing now, but it doesn't quite match up what I'm looking for. The plucking sounds seem to be in the right direction, but there is something else going on. So let's reverse it. That's more like it. The reverbs are now facing the right way. So, the troll cave sounds are actually made from some woman singing. Let's check out the other troll sound by visiting Greu. Well, no speed change is necessary in this one, but as I can hear, we have some effects going on in reverse. I will use this spectral frequency display, and here are the parts that I'm thinking about. These have some lighter parts fading in and ending in sharp ends. So let's try playing them backwards. So we have some dripping sounds and some wooden sounds in the beginning. Well, that's interesting. Sadly, the other parts are not as interesting as these ones. Alright, let's move to the crypt. We got some interesting patterns in crypt level 1, but sadly that is it. No speed change or reversing is necessary. The only interesting thing is that the two channels are shifted. For example, this part is the same as this, so the left channel has been shifted to the left until it moved this much. This is the same as this. This one matches this. I'm fairly sure if I would to move this audio like 50% of its complete length, then it would give an exact match. But something more interesting is on crypt level 3. Okay, sounds like some standard white noise, but these patterns here in the spectral display indicate that something more is going on. Let's try speeding this up. I think I will use a 3 times speed up. And there you go, we got some male choir singing. Let's move on to crypt level 5 over here. This seems pretty normal, nothing to do with this, except look at these bumps over here. That's something worth checking out. Let's try speeding this up. We can try the 3 times speed again. I'm gonna go to this part. I don't know if it's only me, but I definitely hear strings and horns or trumpets. Heavily synthesized, yes, but they actually do resemble some orchestral piece. Alright, let's go even deeper. Level 6 of Crypt. This sounds even more staticky than Crypt level 3. Well, it's way too deep. Let's try applying heavy speed up. Let's start with 8 times speed up. Excuse me, what are we listening to right now? Still not perfect, so bear with me for a second. I will try to apply a bit more speed up. Okay, this is definitely something that will create nightmares if I listen to it anymore. Let's move on to the dwarfs. Okay, apart from this part here where it growls, I don't think it would be necessary to do any reverses. But I will speed this up a bit, say 2 times. Listen to the background music or chimes. I think that is some vibraphone or xylophone or something like that. Well, definitely interesting. Here comes the cheeky snake women. I think you know where I'm going with this. This is definitely the part where the video will get demonetized. We definitely need 2 times speed up and some reversing. Whoa, way too much speed up. Okay, I will do one last thing because I'm interested in this low rumbling. I'm fairly sure it's not a truck idling. I don't know what's going on here. Let's try 8 times speed up on the original audio. Well, we got some nice chords on some pad here. I think there are no more interesting stuff in this section. Let's look at the creatures. Alrighty folks, this part will be really short because I only have 3 sounds from the creatures which seem to be interesting. We got Akbaa's sound. rather intimidating. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's say we speed this up 3 times. Well, we get some human-like sound. And let's scroll over to the black thing. That's where our second one is. This sound consists of 2 parts, and I'm interested in this second part. Let's try speeding this one up. 3 times as before. Seems pretty familiar. I'm fairly sure that this was made by the voice actor who is responsible for the trolls sounds. I mean, this is an exact copy of the baby troll sound in the Ilset Fortress. Okay, maybe 3 times speeding up is a bit too much, but I think you get the point. Moving on, let's check out the Liche sounds. There's one particular sound there which I really like. Well, I think you see where I'm going with this. Okay, we got some echoes over here. Let's try flipping this time instead of speeding up. Excuse me, what did you say? I will disappoint you guys. I cannot really make out what he says in this first section, but I'm fairly sure that this one says Guardian. Hit the comment section and type out your ideas for this part. Okay. Just a second, I will try speeding this up a bit. Let's say 1.5 times.
I am I, Guardian. I am I, Guardian. I am I, Guardian.
Well, drop your ideas in the comment section. While we are at it, guys, I think we should inform shittyflute on YouTube that he's a bit late to the party of creating shittyflute sounds. Greu is the original inventor of the genre. Headphone users, watch out. Thank you, Greu, for contributing your art to the society. That's really good, thanks. Moving on to the section of spell sounds, there's a lot to cover here. We start up by listening to Curse. If I do a reverse on this and speed this up just a tiny bit. Well. Call me a pervert, but this part here. Well, I let you guys decide. What can be heard here? Something in a labyrinth? In his labyrinth? Okay, moving on. We have the spell sounds for Detect Trap. I don't know if it's only me, but I keep hearing Stay Where You Are in this one. And if we actually find something with that, we actually find a trap, then this part instructs us to stop, possibly saving us from something disastrous. Thank you, Mr. Magic Man. You probably saved a life. Let's see the sounds for the flying guy. Okay. Reversing this again, as usual. And let's add some speed up to this. Not much. Well, that totally creeped me out. Let's check the other one. This also seems to contain some interesting reversed stuff in it. I'm positive that we cannot make anything out of it, but nonetheless. Well, we definitely have the start of something over here, but we can't make anything out of this. Freeze time! Check this one out. Nothing special, but this sounds awesome. It's the little details, all the little details that work together to create this fantastic sound. These little boop 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 sounds. Definitely my favorite sound in the whole game. So awesome. Okay, just a second and I will find it. Levitate loop. Well, maybe if I add this to the beginning of it. This seems like a very lovely bell sound. Let's speed this up. Like massively, 3 times. I don't know if it's too much speed up, but it's definitely some sort of bell. All right. Ray's dead. Well, we got some interesting stuff going on here. Let's reverse it and I'll just leave the speed as is. Maybe it's a Noden's fool, a guardian become? Maybe? I don't know. I can't really make up anything else from that one. Okay, this one's wacky. We got an unused teleport sound effect. There are no words to describe the audio clip that you are about to hear.
Eat your vegetables and brush after every meal.
I think I know why this isn't in the game. Alright, I guess that covers the magic spell part. Moving on to some miscellaneous other sounds. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Psychic paralyze. Headphone users, warning. Well, if you listen closely, this definitely says psychic paralyze. Heavily distorted, yes. Psy, kick, well, and this one's supposed to be lies. Check this out. Maybe this one. Alright, enough of that. After searching through the sound files even more, you can come across the creepy sound effects of the crypt levels. There are actually 17 of them, and I tried narrowing down all the ones which are in the game and leave out the ones that I'm sure that are unused at the moment. But we still got this many effects over here. We are going to listen to these one by one in their original form, then I will tell you guys what to do with them in order to make more sense of them. There's one common element in all of these, and that is they are cut out from some sort of classical piece. I don't know which one of these are from, but I will show you guys nonetheless each of them. Okay, maybe this one was an exception. The final section of sounds that we will take a look at are the stress sounds. I'm gonna show you guys a few, and I think there are 2 of them which we will try to doctor in order to get an insight of their origins. I think these are used at cutscenes maybe, or when you progress in the storyline. Nonetheless, we have Stress1 and Stress8 that we have some reversed stuff to check. And the other one is Stress8. I'm fairly sure that this is in the right direction, but this one might be reversed. Yep, definitely. Let's check out this one. I don't know. Maybe it's the same as the other one. Alright guys, I think I will wrap this up. In my research for this video I couldn't find any other sounds that are interesting. And by interesting I mean sounds that if you doctor, then it would reveal something completely out of context or a piece of classical music. Anyways, I couldn't sleep well if I didn't do a recap for the questions I asked in the beginning of the video. So, what makes the crypt level so eerie? I guess the answer to that is the sound of reversed classical music that have been slowed down beyond recognizability. And do they really speak some demonic language when we cast certain spells? Absolutely no. They inform us about their sexual habits and try to make us eat more veggies. And what is the source of the background music? That is most probably from the works of Eric Brosius, which is often heavily modified to fit the environment. Alrighty guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this little montage on weird sound effects from Arx Fatalis. If you have any topics that you would like me to research on Arx Fatalis, or you have any questions about the game, then feel free to write it in the comments and I'm more than happy to look into that. I do have a few more topics to make videos about, so stick around guys, and until next time,
Eat your vegetables and brush after every meal.
bye!